You need to know what your end game is first. Start at the end. What do you start with? The big final boss battle? What does that look like? Do you want them fighting a fallen angel who has taken over the world and it's your job to rise up and free people? Do you want to fight Santa Claus? Yes, I have fought Santa Claus at a table. Start there and then start kind of thinking of the narrative that you want to play with that.
I have like hyper-focused prep work sessions. So like there are times when I'm really focused on the story and I will write enough for 2 to 3 to 4 sessions in advance. And then for the next few months, I don't have to do much before game. I just get it all set up and then get my maps and my monsters and my stats all ready. But as far as the storyline, I tend to write in clusters and like write enough for like a lot. I like knowing where it's going because as a DM, your storyline, like people will tell you, the players can derail.
One of the best pieces of advice I got is don't write too much. Because if you write too much, then go write a book. But if they're going to be a part of this story,
you do the rough outline, the rough draft, and you can try to control them and make them go where you want. You know, what everyone calls railroading.
You can hint at what they're supposed to do. People are smart, and people who play this game are going to catch on to that narrative because that's part of it, and they'll run towards it.
A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D, which is the end of the campaign. How you get to room A, to room B, to room C is up to the players. But those are the rooms they must travel through to get to the end where the campaign is.
And so if I know where we need to end up, but they end up going over here, there, then at least I know the end goal where they need to go and they can sandbox as much as they need to get there. So I usually prepare in clusters, which usually an all day, like I've been working on my D&D all day. And then I don't have anything left to do for a while because I've fleshed out most of the story.
Their input, their decisions, their actions will 100% change your story. So it's no longer your story. It's the group's story. It's the table's story.
But it ultimately always leads to that final moment. And as a good dungeon master, when you see the story, make something up. When you see them like, it'd be really cool right now if like maybe some bandit was there and he had like something that belonged to one of the other. Guess what? You're the DM. You can make a bandit show up with the MacGuffin in his hand and oh my gosh, and then whatever. Let him go for it. One of the things that players don't seem to know is we as DMs make up a lot of stuff sometimes.
When you're DMing and you're at this critical storytelling plot and one of your players just leans back, what if the Count was the villain all along? And you're like, that's not what I wrote, but that is a really good idea. Oh my God, I was the villain all along. It was me. And like not that you couldn't have thought about it, but you didn't. But hearing it and from the actions of other people, adjust the story and the overall building that stronger bond. And then, you'll never tell them that until the very end, maybe. You'll be like, oh yeah, no, I did not have that plan. That was all you guys.
They will go and they will work on a room and they will come up with a solution that's better than anything I could have come up with. And so my response is, yep, that was the solution. Very good job. Hey, good job figuring that out. Because they love that. There's no like, yeah, I did. That was really, really good.
When writers in TV shows work in a room, there's 10 of them writing a story. You will get 10 different perspectives, some that may overlap, some that may be completely different, some that are off the wall, some that don't match, some that are perfect. That crowdsourcing of ideas is what makes some of the best stories that we see on TV. So why wouldn't the same apply to tables?
Integrating my storyline with their player's personal storyline is my favorite thing. I want your player's history, big time. I want to know their background. I want to know where they came from. I want to know what drives them. I want to know what scares them. I want to know just how their character fits into this overall story that I'm thinking of. And I don't like to get stuck in a certain storyline. That's not how I like to play as a DM. I like to let my players give me the story. And then I funnel it into where we're going. Because I feel like they have the most fun that way. They feel like they have more choice.
I try and not marry myself to specific linear paths. I know what I want them to get to, and I know what I want them to fight. And everything else that kind of happens in between is entirely up to them. It's why there's not a single path on that map right now. Just go, have fun, do what you're gonna do. One of those paths will get you where you need to go. Improving is just living in the moment. When we tell, what I tell my kids as actors, improv, don't say no. Say yes and. So if someone comes to you and they want to talk to, this fox to see, no one's talking to a fox because they are like, I just want to mess with the DM. If you aren't, you're probably playing with the wrong players. But if they want to talk to a fox because they're like, well, I want to explore what happened here. Okay, well, you as the DM should know what happened. So they're asking the fox and you can just, play it. The fox can be as normal as, oh yeah, I saw him and this guy, he was wearing a mask over his face and he stabbed him and he took off going down the woods that way. Or you can mess with him and be like the Christopher Walken, I'm Christopher Foxen. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw a guy walking over that, and you can have the fun with it. That is, for me, one of the most places I have fun, is when they go somewhere I didn't plan on going and I've got to now come up with an NPC. One of the things that I have back here on my screen is names. I keep just a list of random names, and that's Orden. Okay, well, that's Orden the barkeep that you're now talking to. And who's that over there? Well, that's Farrell. Okay, well, we'll go talk to him. Just to have the names ready to go, because they every time will. And if you're concerned, like, well, I don't know how I improvise the moment. Nobody knows how they're going to improvise the moment. That's what's called improv. The answer is it will come to you. It will be the most natural thing that you can think of. Someone will say to you, well, Orden the barkeep, have you seen anything strange going on here? And if you want them to go in a specific direction, have Orden the barkeep know a little something. Like, I heard. Do you have to have a new voice for everybody? No. You can use the same voice. Orden can say, oh, well, I saw him go that way. Oh, we'll ask the barmaid. Barmaid, did you see anything? Yeah, I saw him go that way too. Everybody's going to hear it in their head differently. Just relax and go with it. Remember, as the DM, whatever you say goes. You're in charge. You get to say, yeah, I saw him take that path. And you know what? I think there was a woman with him too. And now we got to figure that out. It's your story to tell. Have some fun with it. The rules in here are not, to quote Pirates of the Caribbean, they're what you'd call guidelines than actual rules. Like, you can follow these, but rule of cool is my favorite house rule. Rule of cool means if it's cool and it's fun, then that's what should happen. So is there a specific check for cutting a chandelier and writing it down? No. But you know what? We're gonna make something up anyway, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
I think knowing your players and their personalities really helps when you're creating a group so that they'll mesh well as players. Because you could have a really, really sweet person, but that they're a huge diva at the table. And so that it might not be how they mesh in the real world, but how they mesh as players.
And not only do you have to run the game, you have to run the table. You have to navigate the game system and navigate the interpersonal connections of all the people around you to keep that game interesting and to keep them interested and to keep them coming back. If you think about it in dividends of or divisions of time, right? If 60 minutes is an hour, there's 5 people playing this game, everybody gets 10, 12 minutes each to talk, to be a part, and to do something together in this. That's where the biggest problem of working out longevity comes from, is keeping everyone engaged. And then tempering and teaching your players and helping them understand that you will all have your heroic moments. You'll all have your big bads where your dice roll matters or where it changes the way things go in the game. And you want that for yourself, and you want that for the people you're playing next to. You want your friends around you to have the same amount of fun as you have when the spotlight's on you. Pushing for that and trying to get people to understand that concept is what makes games go on and what helps longevity and helps games flesh out and stay that way and stay interactive, to stay interesting. When you're the DM, you want to push your players to do that.
Be sure to like and subscribe for more Unmodified content. And to keep up with all things Panhandle PBS, go to panhandlepbs.org and become a member today.
Funding for Unmodified is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Amarillo College, the Josephine Anderson Charitable Trust, and viewers like you. Thank you.